I have really mixed feelings about this route. So you can see this first move is really far. I'm thinking about if I'm going to try to swing to it, maybe do a dyno, but I don't like the idea of letting go because of the angle that next hold is at. I'm just going to slip right off of it. So I use that swing to reach out, and then I'm touching the hold, but I'm just kind of like flailing around, desperately grasping at it, but not grabbing onto anything. So I'm setting myself up for the next attempt. And there's pretty good spots for your feet. There's kind of a flat part on top of that right side foothold, and a good spot to put with your left foot. And I'm thinking about doing that swing and throwing over to it, but quickly decide against it. So I do the swing again, and holding on with that left hand is giving me just enough stability to be able to kind of work my right hand over and just barely get over to the edge. But then I'm pretty stable from there. So I put the left foot up, and then this is why I have mixed feelings about this route, because that first move was so difficult, but then there are just two massive jugs at the end. So I'm able to just kind of easily pull myself up, but I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, did you want one too? Okay, here you go. We're gonna start out with a bump on the right hand and then replace that hand with a foot. Took me a couple tries to lock in that heel hook, but I definitely needed it to keep going. Right now it's both the heel and my right hand that are supporting my weight, but then I'm gonna smear and take a lot of the weight off, put it on that left foot, and the right heel is just more keeping me against the wall. You can tell it was keeping me against the wall because as soon as it slips off, I just go flying out. Then I'm gonna throw up that high heel hook to kind of reposition myself. Then I'm working my way more into like a drop knee position. Having that left hip against the wall made it easier to kind of reach up with my right hand, bump up, kind of passing through that little crimp onto the final hold. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Start with both hands and a foot on that big purple hold down there, and then we're gonna work our way up and to the left to the final finishing hold on top. I'm gonna fast forward for a second to the most difficult part because I needed to really cram my toe up high, and it was just a really compact position that doesn't really work well for my long body. But anyway, that was just a preview of where we're gonna go from here. So this is another one of those slab style routes where the wall is actually leaning back a little bit. So it's a little bit easier to stay up on it, not too hard on the grip, more of a balance and control exercise. You'll see that I'm actually pushing back with my right and left hands down into the wall and into the holds, and that's really give me stability and keep constant pressure on those holds, which helps keep me locked in, because if I start falling back, there's not much to grab onto and you'll just end up falling off the wall. My left hand is doing most of the work here, pushing down and lifting my body up, while my right hand is there to kind of keep me stable. Then I'm gonna do a little shimmy, drop the knee down, and get directly underneath that final hold. That way my weight is fully supported and my hands can touch the final hold. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. All right, shoulder climbers, here's where you get to laugh at me at how bad I am at low starts like this. But after staring down the wall, I'm just gonna use tall beta to break it anyway. Okay, it's not really a break, I just kind of skip a couple holds, but I'm really struggling with these crimps here and having a tough time. Anytime that I need to kind of compact my body is a lot harder for me. So I always prefer to just try to throw a dyno when I can. I'm gonna struggle my way through that starting sequence and then decide to just give up on the next crimp and stand up straight to the undercling. I get some time to breathe here as I'm just kind of working my hands up and my feet, I guess. The next feet are on the left side and my left foot is already kind of supporting me, so I'm just gonna smear on my right foot to give myself a little bit of tension against the wall to stand up on it. There's a quick thought to maybe cross over my feet, but I really didn't like the feel of that next crimp. And then here's the moment where I realize, oh, I could probably just reach that. So I reached up, I got this big smile on my face because I got to skip the bad holds. And then when I touch it and match, I'm looking back with this little smug look on my face. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye. I've got a question for you guys on the finish, but to get there, first we're gonna need to go all the way to the left and then all the way back up to the right. We're kind of smearing as we go, so I'm pulling back on my arms and then trying to get my feet flat against the wall until we get up to the next part where there are more designated footholds. They turn into more crimps as opposed to the jugs that were down there before, and I tried to get fancy here, but that didn't work at all. So anyway, going along these crimps and kind of footholds to get up towards the top, and now here's where I got that question for you. Can you be holding on to any other holds while you touch the finishing hold, or do you have to have control of only the finishing hold? So like on this one, I had both hands on the outside and then I just kind of stuck my thumbs out in the middle. Let me know if you think that counts. I don't really know. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. Glad to hear it. And thanks for the feedback. I really appreciate it. Like seriously, everyone who leaves comments on my videos and the feedback, I really appreciate all of it. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm just a guy on my couch talking to my phone right now. So hearing what you guys like and don't like helps me make better content. Anyway, I gotta catch up. So the first move here is getting into kind of like a double Gaston position. I'm so far behind. Okay. So we're reaching up, like I said, better content, right? I'm being much more methodical with my movements in this one and trying to keep my hips and chest really close to the wall, as close as I can. And I'm also leading with my hips. Like you can see my hips shift over before reaching up for the next hold to make sure that my body and my weight are underneath where I'm going. And then it's just a big old pinchy guy to finish. All right, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, and thanks again for all the feedback. All right, class, we're going to talk about the drop knee today, because I have never used this many drop knees in a single route before until now. So the drop knee is a climbing move where you turn your hip towards the inside, put your outside of the hip against the wall, and drop that knee down lower. This kind of gets you closer to the wall because it gets your knee out of the way as it's up high. You kind of use it when your legs and your feet are a little bit too high, I would say. Higher than what's comfortable, at least. So turning that knee in gets your hips closer to the wall and your body underneath those holds without needing to stand up on it first. It's also a great way to put more pressure on your legs. You can see as I'm turning that knee in, it kind of naturally raises the hip up a little bit, which is perfect for setting me up to reach up to the next handhold. I often pair this with a smear or a flag with the off foot just to kind of get it out of the way and get my body in a little bit more of a balanced position. But really the main benefit is getting you nice and close to the wall before you start reaching up. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm feeling really accomplished for finishing this project. I wasn't even thinking about this first move until I saw a few other climbers at the gym do it, and then I got a very specific tip about that right toe that we'll talk about after this, but let's get through the route first. We've got the big first move, and then after catching that, we have a second to kind of recollect ourselves, set up for the finishing move. There's a tiny little groove in the top sloper that you can kind of get your fingers in and get a decent grip, and then it's this heel hook that I'm really pulling in and kind of twisting my toes out to lock that thing in. And once I get my left hand on that top crimp, I'm kind of sitting down and off to the left to stabilize myself and match my hands to finish. Okay, so let's take a look at that toe again. I got some help from a friend of mine who gave me this suggestion to just bury that toe in a little groove on that first handhold. My first attempts at this beta, I was trying to put it inside that side groove and then flat on top of the hold, but both of those were slipping out and causing me to barn door pretty severely. And here's both of them at the same time, so you can see just how much of a difference that made. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Long way to go for that, but here you go. Remembered, immortalized in an internet video forever here. So we got the two handholds, and I was having a little bit of trouble getting started on this one until I bumped up with the left hand first, and then did this high heel hook to take the pressure off of that right hand. And then from there, I just really need to make sure that I'm keeping myself directly underneath those slopers. And I'm working my feet along until I find a spot on those handholds that is a little bit more of an edge and I can grab onto it a little bit better. Then that heel hook comes up, and there's a pretty good crimp on the right hand that is allowing me to kind of take the weight off of my feet so I can move those up, put the left foot up on top of the sloper that I was on before. And then I'm struggling just a little bit to get my hips up over the edge. And these fingers were really important to keep me pulled in towards the wall. It's kind of overhung at first and then it goes back away from you, but we got it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. Kind of a shorter route, but this one was pretty interesting. Kind of tighter spaces, and I'm pressing at first to try to wedge myself in, but those big holds do have a little bit of an edge on them where you can get your fingers up over the top, and then I'm realizing that it's going to kind of need to be a little bit of a dyno to get up to that final hold. So as long as I keep my hips in and kind of against the wall and directly underneath that top yellow hold, well, not the top, the finish, but the second to last one, I guess. As long as my hips are directly underneath that, I'm able to hold on to it and kind of support myself enough to reach up for a bit of a dyno. It's not too far, but the swing is really the thing that was kind of harder to control. Wow, that was good voiceover, Rob. But anyway, the fingers are really gripping on and doing a lot of work to slow down that swing and make sure that I can stay controlled grabbing onto that final hold. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye. The frog beta for this one. Just two big dynos, one to the middle hold and then one straight to the top. That wasn't how I originally planned to do this though. The first one was like reaching out, trying to grab onto that, but it's a pretty bad sloper. It's really bad for your foot. So I tried just standing up and reaching out with my left hand to grab onto it. And then this is where I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I am going to want to jump for it. It was kind of scary jumping out to the side like that because I didn't want to crash into the wall. So it was really important to be getting my left foot around the edge to be able to brace myself against the wall getting up. And then from there, it's just a couple of crimps and I do some pretty terrible technique here, relying on strength, not even really putting my feet up there. But as I was climbing down after the first one, my friend suggested, what if you just try to dyno up to the top too? So that's where that came from. There was also what I want to call starfish beta with a kind of a coordination move where you go up, put your left hand down, right hand up. But I'm not that coordinated, so I just chucked myself at it. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. Bye.